That's better. Right there. It's a Sunday afternoon. Oh God, am I ever going to change that CD? It's Cyrus. Trailer Park Boys, who plays the same shit every day. Right. It's the afternoon. It's probably about 1:32ish on a Sunday. I generally don't drive on a Sunday. Never shop on a Sunday, whatever you do. God. Anyways, it's not too busy at the moment, so that's cool. Most people are at their destination, I presume. So, what we're going to do today, 自分でホワイトボックス作りますよ. See, Amazon requires that you build this, or you have a white box, something like that, so you can take pictures of your product or whatever. Okie dokie. So I just went to the hardware store, one of my favourite ones, and bought some things that look pretty good. And I've got some other stuff that I'm thinking of using my magical skills and putting something together. So we'll see how we go, and that'll be that. Shan't be long before we get to the rice fieldy thingies again, so we might as well have a look at that. I'll click off and we'll have a look when we get there. Let's turn in here, shall we? Just like that. Bang. Yes. Oh, I got my battery charger down there, and like that thingy, whatever you call those things again, and ohm meter or whatever. Buddy, yeah, that battery I tried to charge the other day, it went from 0.5 volts to 3 volts within a couple of hours, and then I was like, oh, there might be some life in it after all, and then it took like another day and a half to get to like 5.5 volts, so it was just a no-go. It was like, at its full charge, it's a 12 volt battery, so at full charge it should run around, and try not to run over these dragonflies, just go slow enough, and being a Buddhist and all. Right, shit contender as a Buddhist, but anyways, so I you know, at its peak charge, if it was in good nick, it'd be like 13.5, or get up to something like 13.5 volts, so yeah, that was a no-go. But I chucked it in the, connected up to the rig anyways, that scoot, just to see if I got anything, you know, like the starter motor will just give me anything, but nothing. I didn't expect it anyway. So I'm thinking of charging up my 12 volt battery, my secondary battery for this rig, and finding some wires and see if I'll just connect that and see if it's just got anything, whether it's so to be worth sort of getting another battery for it, because I like rumbling around on that rig, I really do. Yes. Alright. Well, that was the rice field anyway. So what we're going to do, oh, there's a few more down here, that's really beautiful too. Alright, what we're going to do, that's better, getting a bit of a breeze going, yep. It's only 40 k's maximum speed all on this thing. How's this bloke, eh? He was doing really well. He exported loads of cars. That bloke's originally from somewhere, but out of Germany. That's his friend, I think. And they put all the bitumen down, did everything. They built all that. And because of Clown World, it became really difficult to get shipping containers and stuff. So I presume he's sort of closed up shop. I think he's probably got plenty of dough, because I've watched him grow over the years while I've just sort of been decimated. And yeah, that's beautiful. It goes all the way around there. You can see all that, and when I go up to that, what was that video in which I find a Shinto shrine, part 2 or something. Yeah, so I watched him grow and grow and grow, and I presume he's kind of like ceased operation in the hope that clown world bad people will stop being clowns and try to exterminate all of us, and ruin all the small business. Anyways, we'll sort of keep going, and I'll go slowly so I don't run over all the dragonflies. How's that, eh? The other day I was here on my scoot, and Snakey was just there, and he went off into the bamboo. And I drove down here. I know it's exactly the same snake, and he just went in there. Snakey! From his colorization, I know that he's not a viper, a dangerous one. Yes. Very few stuff in this country can, like, zap ya. Yeah, not like my freaking country, god damn. Take me down to Goldboard and Shogi Board City. Okay, now, let's see. Let us have a look at this one. Ooh, tiger's coming out of the jungle. Yes, I believe this one to be this. I'm calling this. It's an antique Shogi board B1, Shogi B1, July 31st, 2022. I believe this to be Zelkova wood. Japanese Zelkova, they translate that to. So it's a type of pine, Japanesey pine stuff. I don't know, is that indigenous to? No, it can't be indigenous. China's got two. I don't know. But that's what I believe it to be. It's got a few nicks and bonks here and there. That's probably the major bonk, I guess. So, not much in the way of bonks. I went to my Shogi resources over here. No, I've got one there, whatever. So I just grabbed whichever's, and this is, I presume it's complete. If it's not, it's not. These are plastic pieces. So that's just a gift, you know what I mean? Actually, some of them might be wood too. That's wood, isn't it? So that's sort of just an inclusionary thingy bajingy. Yeah. Anyways, it's a sweet board. It certainly is. Sits nice, beautiful. Someone said, "Don't slap boards." What do you think they do when they put the pieces down? Especially the go boards, you know. That's what he was talking about. Anyways, it's a nice antique board. You know, there's wear on the nicks and bonks around the corners, but beautifully playable. Not that heavy. I mean, you could chuck this in your rig and go for a spinny poos and play with your mates. Yes, all you need now is say some. I was about to go over there to look for some sake cups. All you need now is get yourself some sake cups. Whew. Oh, that's actually tea, isn't it? Close enough. Actually, I got some real deal. Nichi. Got some real deal. 1700s. Got some real deal around here somewhere. World War II sake cups. Yeah. They're here somewhere. Right then. Now, okay, so yeah, I'm calling that Shogi board number 1. Let us move on to something else. Shogi board number 2. Oh well, I'll definitely have to iterate and reiterate. Make sure you check out the listing there and check out my feedback, because I guess there's some kind of format of feedback. I think if it's after 3 months or so. I know that was on eBay until they destroyed my business. That's bad people. Prior to that, I don't know what the extended time is that you can leave feedback, but check it out, because of Bad People Clown World, shipping has just been ghastly. For Australia, it's great. It's still about 8 weeks. Shipping used to be 6 weeks to 3 months, and then some dudes, like, I got contacted by a guy in, there's one in France, one in England, one in Bulgaria. Yeah, actually about 5 of them contacted me via my email address, and they said, "Mate, we got it." And one of them was able to put the feedback thing in, right, with Etsy. So make sure you check that feedback out, and then he explains it wonderfully. The time frame is out of my hands, and so please do just read that, and you'll know, that just have faith, it will get there eventually. I have to put some protectors around and stuff like that. But yeah, read that email, and if you're a good person and you've got plenty of patience and time, because some blokes waited for 5 months. A girl contacted me too, and she said, "Oh, I've got this bell. Oh, it's fantastic. Thank you, blah blah." And I would have received a lot of feedback, but for, I think it's a time frame thing, or some people don't worry about it, whatever. But some people have contacted me via my email address, happyliving.com, and they've expressed their thorough thankfulness, and I'm like, yeah, man, I like that. I like getting feedback like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's they're the type of people, join us, that be a part of it. This is not just a business, it's a lifestyle. Yes, there you go. Alright, moving on. Okie cookie. Hello. Now, I'm calling this one Shogi board number 2. That's 2022, July 31st. Okay, the sizes and all in millimeters. Now this is Kaya no Ki, Kaya wood. And you get these two. I presume it's a full set, and I think there was a few extra pieces that came with it, so I chucked them in. Yeah, they're wood also. Now, this is Kaya no Ki. Now, you know it's an antique. You notice how after years and years this moisture comes up from the depths of whatever. And so what I think that this will be the top. I've got the gear to do it. I just haven't got the time. I reckon this a good sanding job. Someone out there probably want to sand this, and then if you were to sell it after that, you'd make yourself some pretty decent dough. It's a real nice one. The only major nick in it I noticed was this nick here on the bottom side. The corners themselves are not bad. Not perfect, but not bad. It's been an antique and all. There's a couple of sort of scar lines here. Call this scarry. So yeah, it's a real nice board. Just some sanding. Alright, so make sure you check out my feedback there. Someone eloquently, can you say that with wordings? Eloquently worded how it is with the freight situation. Plenty of ring lines going on here. Very old piece of wood it came from. This is good. Brand new. You're talking thousands for that thing. And, yes, that's good. That's a good one. Alright, so there you go. I'll write it in the description too. Make sure you contact me and say, yeah, I do fully understand it's Clown World, and or if you don't want to say Clown World, whatever. And things are taking, up to 5 months or something. Some blokes even had to wait longer than that, But once it's sent, it's just out of my control. I've got a tracking number, but it's in a ship somewhere, in a container somewhere, and some ship, and a lot of ships have been sort of, you go outside of eyesight range until we're ready to bring you in. Some countries things are going much better than others. Sorry, Canucks, change of government. You can only send a letter, a tegami, to Canada. Yeah. But I won't say something. Alright then. Now, I like those Canucks. They used to be, it was the States, then the Canucks, and then England, then France, and then like Germany, Sweden, sort of thing, Belgium. They were sort of, before Clown World, they were my top buyers. Yeah, and until some bad people decide to try and run the world. Okay, badly. Incompetent. Anyways, now, so be fully prepared for long time waits, but it's good stuff, and for the cost, it's good stuff. It's just too expensive to send via EMS for weight categories like this. because of more clown world. Oh god, this is my filing system with the EMS tend to do extra charges, and they lump on charges, man, I'm telling you. Yeah, it's just, god. And plus Etsy takes their cut. eBay used to take a big cut, don't they? Anyways, right, let's move on to Shogi board number 3. Okie cookie. Now, what we're going to do is have a look at this one. This is also Kayano key. I'm going to call this B3. Yeah. B3. It's a bit rougher than that's just a bit of my sweat. I'm telling you, it's warm under a hot tin roof. Now, look at the hue on this thing. Isn't it gorgeous? What did they do? Did they smoke it or something? I don't know. They've done something. Now it's a bit, it's a bit rougher than B2, but this is kind of my favourite, really, out of the 3 shogi boards that I have. But you see, yeah, there's roughage, but you know, it's a man's board. Roughage, bit rough around the edges, you know, like me. Loads of rings, and a real old piece of wood they've cut it from. Now that's a beauty. And what we've got here is failure. What we've got here, these are urushi lacquered, real deal wood pieces. Yeah, if only I could send my urushi lacquer, but it's flammable, so you can't send that stuff. I used to do great biz until I got a knock on the door years ago. Oops. They let me go for it because, you know, being a gaijin savage. Anyways, this is a beauty. Yeah, sits beautifully. I like this. Right, so make sure you check out my the reasonages. Sits beautifully. The reasonages why things are taking so long, all that. Let me know that you understand, you're fully aware, and you're a good person. You're not a piece of shit. And yeah, you know, and welcome, be a part of it, like and subscribe, get on the ABAREBUGYO train, and you know, my Japan, your Japan, and that's the way it is. And you can, if you follow me and things go real well for me, then I can start traveling some more. I'm broke now, but start traveling some more and show you more of my perspective of Japan. Yeah. Dragon. Da -da -da. Wow! Okay, let's move on to Go board number 1. Okay, G board number 1. There's quite some interesting things going on here. We'll go with the major downside first of all. She's got a serious bonk on this corner. This is it's quite interesting and so it's quite a serious bonk, but I mean, it doesn't go near the actual playing field or anything like that. This is Kayano key, right? Kayo wood, and you can see a few crackings here. You know, it's really old wood itself. Now, interesting thing about this is, now from what I can understand, there'll be a name right there. Let's see if I can get this in the light a bit. Something Gawa, Kawa. I think that's a town name. Kawa meaning a river, it's a town by a river or something like that. I don't know what it says. Maybe someone out there's watching. Some of my mates are watching. They might be able to fill me in. I know that means like Miggy, and that's issues. Right stone or something. Stone or some Iko something or other. One thing. God, I don't know. But what is happening here is that someone acquired this. Someone's rubbed this bit out, which isn't the original script. This is the original script, and this isn't. And that says Heisei Juhachinen. Now, Heisei Juhachinen will equate to something like 2007 or something like that. And this is clearly not 2007. So I presume, and there's a name, or that could be group or something like that. So I presume someone around that time has written their name probably when they acquired it, representing their group or something like that. So someone has decided to rub out that and stick with the original script. Now, let's see now. the hue itself, look at this. This is really old, beautiful wood. My presumption is it's probably Meiji period. So we could probably find out from this, but I'm just going to throw out a guess because I've had plenty of boards in my time and plenty of antiquities. Anyways, so I would say it's somewhere Meiji period, 1868, 1912, something like that. Just judging by this coloration here and the markings and all that stuff. I've seen this sort of stuff before. Yes. What I did, beautiful playing surface, very smooth. So I'll sell it cheap because of this bonk. And you know, someone's written their stuff and that's rubbed out, but that's the original script and that wasn't. I think that was just done with a texter or something like that, but this is the original script. Now what I've done is I looked into my Go board resources, and see, this is just a gift. I think they're stone. Sound like it. These are wood cases, but they're cracked, so you've got cracking in there. So that's why I'm saying, you know, these are gifts, still thoroughly usable. But yeah, I went into my the orb of all knowledge, into my Go board resource section here. Oh, something there too, didn't I? Must have given that away over the years. They eventually get given away. Alright, yeah, so I'll sell it cheap. And you know, freight times, Clown World, taking crazy long time. Check out my feedback. If only it didn't have that bonk, you know, the value would be right. She's still a beautiful antique piece, and yeah, you're honoured to play on it. Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. Look at this. Imagine sitting behind that. You've got yourself some old char or maybe some sake, and you're slapping down these stones. Yeah, I can picture that. So if you do that, contact me. Yes, send me a. I was going to find those. I've got sake cups up the wazoo. I just don't know where I put them all. You know, I've got some beautiful stuff laying about. I just don't exactly know what I have. Oh, there's just things all over the show. Oh, there's one beautiful one. There's a nice glazed one right there. No, that's my stuff. Right, now, let's move on, shall we? To, wow. Nice. Right, let's move on, shall we? Yes, I just noticed something from the Meiji period right there. Meiji. Okay, let's move on to Go board number 2. Okay, let us have a look at what we're calling a G board 2, number 2, July 31st. Now, once again I went over to my Go board resources over there, and these are actually plastic cases. These are stone. Yes. What have we got here? Well, that's a real deal shell. That's Edo. What's that one doing in there? Oh, you can go in there. Yeah, you'll find it. Okay, so these are just present tools. I'm just including those. Yeah. Alright, same deal. You know, the sea freight thing, it takes so long, blah blah blah. Check out my vision, blah blah blah. Now, what are the downsides to this one? We have rough corners. So she's got nicks, she's got bonks, sits beautifully. Playing surface is actually pretty interesting. It's not as smooth as some, but I think if one was to put a clear layer of lacquer on this, I reckon that'd be real nice. You can feel the rise of the urushi lacquer, these black lines, when they put it down like a katana type thing, lay it down. Now, let's see, some cracking there. This wood, the rings, the enormous amount of rings that are in this wood, this is a very old piece of wood. Oh yes. Yeah. And as to its age, it's hard to say. Might be Taisho, might be early Showa, 1930s or something like that. The wood itself, extremely old. Yeah, it's hard to say. The coloration is quite interesting indeed. It's kaya no ki, kaya wood. The colour, we're just going to have to call this one sandy. Yes, sandy. What does that remind me of? Not the first to know. There's no getting over you. I'm hopelessly devoted. I like that film. Right then, maybe some people wouldn't even have a clue what I'm talking about. 52 years of age. Look at that gorgeous he is. God damn, 52. See, eat good food. See, people can't believe I'm this old. They think I'm max 40, max. Well, you're just a raggedy man. Oi! Don't call me a raggedy man. Just I've got to, sport the Bruce Willis haircut these days, But now look at that, 52. Oh, yes. God, I'm gorgeous. It's way too modest, though. Right then, so same deal. Canada, can't send nothing to you. Sorry, boys. If you've got someone near the border, I can send us something at Yankee Land. And eventually, it's taken still a long time to get to Yankee Land, but that's all right. Yeah, as far as all these are concerned, Aussie is okay. Australia has a maximum of 20 kilos. So these boards are gonna, with these, let's see, it's gonna be upwards of 17 kilos, something like 16, 17 kilos, maybe more. And I've got to pay the Etsy extra chargey thingy. They take a percentage, blah blah blah. Plus I got to get protectors, board protectors. I put protectors all around, and yeah, I got to shit. And the price of all that stuff is going up too, Yeah. Anyways, it takes a lot to make this happen. And plus, I've got to get a particular type of box of a particular type of size in order to accommodate this sort of stuff. Yeah, in some boards I have to extract these and put those and those into them depending on the size of the board, but this one can have a singular box. How singular? Yeah, it ain't easy. I guess that's why I'm so muscly, because I'm just excellent. Oh God, you love yourself, don't you? Yes, I'm very proud of who I am and my accomplishments. Hey, drag myself out of the gutter. I'm not going to get anywhere though. But alas. Anyways, I've had an interesting life. I'm only just coming out of adolescence, so I've got plenty to go. Now then, make sure you contact me and let me know how that you are well aware that Clown World situation with the shipping. Yeah, the lines, I won't be able to pick it up with this, will I? The amount of lines, see all the cracking lines in it. I mean, it's a very old piece of wood. Yes, I'm not even going to say what I believe it to be, age-wise. Yes. See, I'm just saying it could be 1930s because it just figure, it's a safety, Oh, that's not no, but I believe it's a whole lot older than that. Yeah, I do. If this thing could talk. Okay, so there's roughages there. Yes. That's what the word is. I'm conservatively saying, it's probably about 1930s, but I don't know. sometimes they have, under these, they have like a date and things like that, or the maker's name and things like that. Yeah, I presume these were at one stage, and someone scratched that up pretty there, but at one stage that would have been a price tag or something like that. So, or maybe someone's name, and they didn't want to be named. That happens sometimes. All right. Dunno. That's a beauty. Yes. And for what I'm charging, you know, it's a lot to do. Yeah. Going to Go Board City. Take me down to Go Board City where the grass. Well, this is an interesting piece right here. No legs. I reckon this would be a good one for someone that wants to create something. I wonder if I still had some legs around. I did have some, and someone contacted me, said they want some that they can work with. No, I had some extra ones right there. They're non-existent. Now I'm going to sell this thing real cheap. Same deal, long time frames for sea freight. This is real deal Kea no Ki Kea wood. Got a beautiful playing surface. Nicks and bonks. It's old. It's real nice. A lot of rings. This tells us from SHOGI Shoniju Kyunen. Let's see, that equates to 1955. What's that? Ishi something or other. I don't know. You get this too, which is radalicious. This was not included with this, but managed to acquire this. They even had a price tag on there, so it's a pretty decently solid piece. So she goes in there nicely, and recess is good. So I'll include that. I reckon this board will be great to chuck in the back of your rig and you know, travel with it. I think that's had a bit of filler in there. Yeah, it's well worth it. I think it's not really worth it for me to sell it at the price I am, but yeah, you know, sea freight's take a shit ton of time. Anyways, but no, it's a beautiful playing surface. And maybe someone out there would like to, I don't know, make up their own legs for it, something like that. Yeah, there you go. Okie cookie. Moving on. I find this to be quite an interesting one. I generally wouldn't seek out something like this, but just got some really interesting characteristics to it. I think that this is, I don't think this is like professionally made in some professional well-known go board type of place. I think this is like an artisan board. Some bloke's decided to knock one up himself, and it's you find that I can't sort of put an age on. I don't think it's that old, but maybe the wood itself. See how it's got all this bowing in it, and that's generally indicative of aging, but it could have spent quite a bit of time outside in the heat. You know, something like that, where generally it's not good for a board to leave it like in the direct sunlight sort of thing. Yeah, so it's a little bit of nick in there, but it's put all this lacquer on top of here, so it's a beautiful playing surface. I'm not going to include like stones and anything with it, just for the ease of transportation or to pack it. Same with that. But yeah, that SHOGI, they come with pieces and all that. But yeah, I like this unit. It's just a real interesting looking piece. So I'll sell it crazy cheap. I guess, alright, there's some nicks in there. Alright, there's a bonk there. But essentially, he's put a lot of lacquer on it. He, she, whomever has made this. See, there's a lot of rings in that wood. What type of wood is it? It looks like Kea from here, and because it's been lacquered so much, it's kind of, I think it's Kea, yeah, because of the Kea, same thing, just different pronunciations. There's a lot of, I don't know. I don't think it's Icho. I don't know. It's not pine. I don't know. It's it might actually be some kind of real special type of wood, and I'm probably screwing myself over. I don't know. But if I don't know, then it's not going to hurt me. So I'm just going to sell it cheap, El Cheapo. Yes. Put protectors and all that around, all that stuff. So they're not fun to pack, I can tell you. I don't really make that much out of it once after finding them, sourcing and got a warehouse fees and all this stuff's all I've done, and I still get a pittance. Maybe that's why I'm always poor. I've got a decent life though, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, TV. Now, alright, so that's that. Let's move on to another one. She's getting late. I didn't get around to making that box thing after all. Alright, I'll head back to the ranch after sorting some things out. Yeah. Got some groovy things. I've sort of been going through these. Real deal, widow period, shells. Trying to figure these things out. Oh, these are beautiful. They're not Edo, but they are shells. And they're very thick and they're just good. They're good. That's expensive stuff right there. Right here, there, Edo. Real deal. Yes. Right, let me keep working on this.
Elemental forces caused the egg to hatch. From it then came a stone monkey. The nature of monkey was irrepressible.